Chosen one, God is releasing a wave of change over your life. You may not fully see it yet, but something is already moving beneath the surface. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The energy in your spirit is awakening. What once felt stagnant is starting to breathe again. This is not ordinary change. This is divine movement. It's the kind of transformation that doesn't just adjust your path, it redefines it. Everything you've endured, every tear, every delay, every closed door, it was all preparation for this exact season. You are standing at the edge of a divine turning point, and heaven itself has declared that the wave is coming. This wave is not here to destroy you. It's here to lift you. You've spent enough time fighting currents that were never meant for you. You've been swimming in waters that were too shallow for the depth of your calling. But now, the current of heaven is shifting, and it's pulling you into deeper waters. Waters where your faith must lead, not your sight. You are about to see things accelerate in your favor. Doors opening in places you never imagined, opportunities aligning perfectly, and divine connections forming out of nowhere. This wave of change is strategic. It's heaven's way of repositioning you for your next assignment. For a long time, it may have felt like nothing was happening. You prayed, you believed, and still the silence persisted. But what you didn't realize was that God was aligning the unseen. The ground beneath you had to be restructured before the blessing could rest on it. Just as the ocean must pull back before it releases a wave, heaven had to withdraw certain things from your life to create the momentum for what's about to come. What looked like loss was actually divine preparation. What felt like rejection was protection. What seemed like delay was orchestration. Chosen one, God is releasing a wave of change, and when this wave hits, it will not just touch one area of your life. It will touch everything. Your relationships, your career, your inner peace, your confidence, your purpose. Everything will begin to realign. People who walked away will be replaced with those who are meant to build with you. Situations that once drained you will suddenly lose their grip. Your spirit will feel lighter, your vision clearer, your direction sharper. This is what divine renewal feels like. It's not chaos, it's calibration. Heaven is setting things in order. You might feel uncertain right now because change always feels like chaos before it feels like clarity. When a wave forms, it first stirs the depths. It brings up what's been buried. It unsettles the stillness before revealing its strength. That's what's happening in your life right now. God is stirring things up, not to overwhelm you, but to free you from what has been limiting your flow. You've carried too much, stayed too long in places that no longer fit the version of you heaven is calling forth. You can't carry the old into the new. The wave of change is coming to wash away the residue of the past and make space for the fresh wind of the future. This is your cleansing season. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every hardship, they're being transformed into stepping stones. God is using everything the enemy meant for harm and turning it into fuel for your destiny. You will begin to notice that things start to fall into place without force. What used to drain you will suddenly disappear. What once seemed impossible will begin to unfold naturally. It's not because you've changed your plans. It's because God has shifted the atmosphere. The divine current is carrying you now. You're not fighting against the flow anymore. You're moving with it. Chosen one, don't fear this change. Embrace it. Don't resist what's leaving your life. Trust that it's making room for something better. The people and places that can't handle your growth are being removed for a reason. You can't rise while holding on to what heaven has already released. Let go with grace. The wave will not harm what is meant for you. It will only remove what is not aligned with you. The hands that once held you back are losing their grip because heaven has commanded your release. And in this season, you will begin to see the supernatural flow in ways you've never experienced before. Divine timing will replace your frustration. Unexpected blessings will appear as confirmations. The same places where you once felt invisible will now highlight your purpose. The things that used to intimidate you will now become the very areas you conquer. That's how heaven works. It turns pressure into power, waiting into wisdom, and storms into stories that glorify God. The wave of change will also awaken something inside you. You will begin to dream again, not from desperation, but from inspiration. The vision that once seemed distant will suddenly make sense. The fire within you, the one you thought had gone out, will ignite again. It's because this wave is not just changing your environment, it's transforming your spirit. It's giving you the courage to believe again, the strength to move again, and the faith to expect again. You're not just entering a new season, you're becoming a new version of yourself. Chosen one, remember this truth. Change is not punishment. Change is proof of movement. It means heaven has decided that your story cannot stay in the same chapter any longer. You've learned what you needed to learn, endured what you needed to endure, and now it's time to rise. The wave is God's signal that the waiting season is over. What's coming next will make sense of every tear you've cried, every battle you fought, every delay you faced. It will all come together in ways you couldn't imagine. So stand firm. Let the wave carry you. Don't fight the process, flow with it. Trust that wherever this current leads, it's taking you closer to your destiny. The waters may look wild, but they are holy. The movement may feel fast, but it's purposeful. The changes may feel uncomfortable, but they're necessary. Because after this wave settles, you will find yourself standing in a place of peace, abundance, and divine alignment that no storm will ever take from you again. Chosen one, God is releasing a wave of change over your life. And this time, the change will stay. What He's building in you will not fade. What He's aligning will not break. And what He's awakening will not die. The tide has turned in your favor, and everything that once worked against you will now begin to work for you. This is your moment. Step into it with faith. Let the wave carry you where heaven intends you to go. The future that's coming is not random, it's written. Chosen one, the wave of change that God is releasing over your life is not just an external shift. It's a spiritual recalibration of everything connected to your destiny. You might not realize it yet, but heaven has already made the decision to elevate you. Things are being rearranged, people are being moved, and situations are being adjusted in ways that may not make sense right now. But soon, you'll understand that nothing is being taken away from you. Everything is being positioned for you. This is not random. This is divine architecture at work. For too long, you have been walking through seasons that felt repetitive, stagnant, and heavy. You prayed for change, but it seemed like heaven was silent. What you didn't know was that the silence was sacred. God wasn't ignoring you. He was aligning you. The wave couldn't come too early, because if it did, it would have destroyed the foundation instead of lifting it. You had to mature in faith before the flood of favor could arrive. You had to learn trust before you could walk in transformation. And now that your roots are deep enough, heaven can finally pour out the wave without fear that it will wash you away. This wave will come with sudden movement. The pace of your life is about to accelerate. Where there was once waiting, there will be motion. Where there was once confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was once delay, there will be divine release. Doors that were bolted shut will suddenly open, and the paths that seemed impossible will unfold before you. You will begin to notice divine alignment in small ways, conversations that feel timely, opportunities that seem too perfect to be coincidence, blessings that arrive at the exact moment you were about to give up. That's how the wave works. It flows through your life, touching everything that's ready to rise. But this change will not come without a spiritual awakening. As this wave moves, it will stir the depths of your soul. Things buried long ago, old fears, forgotten dreams, hidden pain, will rise to the surface, not to harm you, but to heal you. You cannot carry unhealed wounds into this next season. The wave is cleansing you, washing away what no longer serves your divine purpose. You'll feel emotional tides shift. Some days will feel like breaking, others like renewal. But every moment is meaningful. You're not being broken. You're being baptized in transformation. Chosen one, there's a rhythm to God's movement, and right now, your life is aligning with it. You're being pulled into the current of divine timing. What once felt delayed is now perfectly timed. The opportunities you missed before weren't yours. They were rehearsals for what's truly meant for you. The people who left weren't rejection, they were redirection. The closed doors weren't denial, they were divine detours. Every no from heaven was a form of protection, because God knew the wave that was coming would require you to be free of certain attachments. And here's the truth. When God releases a wave of change, He never asks your permission. He doesn't consult your comfort. He considers your calling. He moves things quickly because he knows you're ready even when you still feel afraid. This is that moment. The wave is not waiting for your confidence. It's waiting for your surrender. Stop trying to control it. Stop trying to swim against it. Just trust it. Let it carry you to where you're meant to be. Everything that has been heavy will begin to lift. The weight of old battles will start to fade. You will wake up one morning and feel a peace you can't explain. That's the wave. That's how it feels when God restores balance to your spirit. You'll start to notice you no longer feel anxious about things that once consumed you. You'll find yourself smiling without reason, hopeful without evidence, and strong without support. That's the sign that heaven is moving. Chosen one, as this wave of change unfolds, people around you may not understand it. They may think you've changed, and you have. But what they won't realize is that it's not you acting different. It's you becoming aligned. You are no longer reacting to life. You are responding to destiny. You're no longer chasing validation. You're walking in purpose. The more you surrender to the divine flow, the more peaceful you will become. Even in chaos, you will sense calm. Even in uncertainty, you will feel grounded. That's what happens when the wave of God moves through your life. It doesn't just change your circumstances. It transforms your soul. Do not be surprised if certain things start to leave quickly. Some friendships may fade, some opportunities may dissolve, and some paths may close suddenly. Don't chase after what's being removed. It's not loss, it's liberation. God is making room for what aligns with your new level. You've outgrown certain places, and heaven won't allow you to shrink to stay comfortable. The wave is too strong, and your purpose is too great. Let the current take what it must. What's meant for you will remain, and soon you will realize that this wave is not random, it's prophetic. It's the physical manifestation of prayers you've prayed, tears you've cried, and faith you've carried through the darkest seasons. You once asked God to change your situation. What He's doing now is changing you so that the situation must shift. Heaven is not just rearranging your environment, it's rewriting your identity. You are not who you used to be. You've crossed too many storms, endured too many battles, and seen too much grace to remain the same. This wave will not leave you unchanged. It will leave you awakened. Chosen one, remember, when God releases a wave, it always leads to a new shore. And when you reach it, you'll see why the journey took so long. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour will make sense. You'll look back and realize that God wasn't denying you. He was developing you. He wasn't punishing you. He was positioning you. And now, as this divine tide carries you forward, you'll see that everything is finally falling into place, not by force, but by faith. So stand still for a moment and breathe. The wave is already forming. You can feel it in the restlessness of your spirit, in the whisper of your intuition, in the peace that doesn't make sense. Don't fight it. Don't fear it. This is the move you've been praying for, even if it doesn't look the way you expected. This is God fulfilling His promise in a way that only heaven could orchestrate. Chosen one, let this wave carry you. Let it lift you above the doubts, above the fear, above the old version of yourself that thought you weren't ready. You were born for this transformation. You were chosen for this timing. The same God who called the oceans into existence is now calling the tide of your destiny to rise. This is your moment. The wave is coming, not to drown you, but to deliver you. And when it's over, when the waters settle and the light breaks through, you'll see what heaven has been preparing all along. A version of you that walks in peace, lives in purpose, and stands in divine alignment with everything God has written for your life. Chosen one, you are standing in the middle of something sacred, a divine shift that is transforming everything around and within you. The wave of change God has released over your life is not ending. It is only growing stronger. It is reaching deeper into the foundations of who you are, into the places you've tried to hide, into the spaces that were once silent. This is no ordinary season. This is the unraveling and rebuilding of your entire story under heaven's supervision. You are not being moved randomly. You are being reconstructed intentionally. You see, when God releases a wave, it never comes to rearrange only the surface. It digs deep. It exposes the roots. It touches the things that have been buried under years of pain, fear, and uncertainty. That's why lately, you've been feeling emotions rise that you thought you'd already dealt with. That's why certain memories or old wounds have resurfaced. It's not regression, it's purification. The wave is washing away every fragment of what no longer belongs in your next chapter. You are being stripped of weight you didn't even realize you were still carrying. This is divine cleansing. You might not see it clearly now, but God is resetting the structure of your destiny. There are things you prayed for in the past that could not happen then, because the version of you at that time couldn't carry the blessing without breaking under its weight. So God held it back. He didn't say no. He said, not yet. And now, as the wave moves, heaven is whispering, now you are ready. You've learned patience, you've developed endurance, and most of all, you've built faith, real, unshakable faith. Not the kind that depends on evidence, but the kind that stands firm even in the dark. That's what the waiting season produced in you. Chosen one, this wave is about more than external blessings. It's about the rebirth of your inner self. You are becoming new. Your thoughts are shifting. Your heart is softening. Your intuition is sharpening. You are starting to sense things before they happen. You're beginning to see through situations that once confused you. You're noticing that what used to frustrate you no longer holds power over you. That's not coincidence. That's growth. You're being elevated not just in position, but in perception. And with this transformation comes clarity. You will begin to see why certain people had to leave, why certain doors had to close, and why God protected you from opportunities you thought were perfect. He was never trying to punish you. He was preserving you. Some blessings are heavy, and they require strong hands to hold them. The waiting season wasn't punishment, it was training. Every delay strengthened your spirit. Every heartbreak expanded your compassion. Every setback refined your humility. Now, as the wave of change moves through your life, you'll understand that nothing was wasted. Everything was preparation. Chosen one, when heaven releases a wave of change, it comes with a call to trust the unknown. You won't have all the answers, but you will have peace. And peace is always the sign of divine direction. This is not the time to overthink or hesitate. The waters are rising, and God is saying, step in. You may not know where it will lead, but you can trust who is leading. Every current, every tide, every shift is moving according to His design. This wave will also bring divine connections. People you've never met will begin to recognize your spirit. You'll attract those who carry the same frequency of faith and vision. Conversations will open doors that once seemed unreachable. You won't have to force your way into rooms anymore. Heaven will make introductions on your behalf. Your name will travel before you, not by gossip, but by grace. And as this happens, remember, this is not about status. It's about service. You are not being elevated for applause. You are being positioned for assignment. And yes, this wave may also remove people who are not meant to go where you're going. Don't resist it. Don't try to save connections that are anchored in your old season. The current is shifting for a reason. Some people can't breathe at the depth you're going to. If you keep trying to hold on, you'll both drown. Let them go with peace. The right ones will find you at the shore of your new beginning. Chosen one, the greatest danger in a divine wave is fear. Fear will tell you to cling to what's familiar. Fear will tell you that movement means danger. But faith knows the truth, that God never calls you out unless He has already prepared the place you're being called into. You can trust the movement because you can trust the one who commands the waters. The same voice that calmed the storm in Scripture is now calming the storm inside you. The same Spirit that hovered over the chaos at creation is now hovering over your life, bringing order to what once felt broken. You may feel overwhelmed right now, like the tide is too strong. But understand this, the wave is not sent to drown you, it's sent to reveal you. You are stronger than you think. You've already survived the storms that were meant to destroy you. This wave is not punishment, it's promotion. It's God saying, you've passed the test. Now rise. And when you rise, you'll realize that every drop of water that once made you cry is now part of a sea that carries you forward. There will come a moment soon when you'll stand still and realize you're not the same person anymore. Your energy will feel lighter. Your words will carry more weight. Your spirit will feel anchored in something divine. That's how you'll know the transformation is complete. The wave won't just have changed your circumstances. It will have rebirthed your identity. You'll move differently, think differently, and attract differently. You'll look around and realize that everything is finally in divine order. And when that moment comes, don't forget who carried you there. Give thanks. Stay humble. Remember that you didn't make it through the wave alone. Heaven moved with you, step by step, breath by breath. The same hand that lifted you from the depths will continue to guide you toward greater things. The same grace that protected you will sustain you. You are walking in favor now, not temporary, not fragile, but divine and enduring. Chosen one, this wave is not the end. It's the beginning of a whole new rhythm for your life. The flow of heaven will continue to guide you, open new paths, and position you for greater purpose. Every day will carry a sense of divine timing. Every moment will echo with purpose. The old weight will fade, and the peace you once dreamed of will become your normal. You'll look back one day and realize the wave that once terrified you was actually the hand of God carrying you into the greatest chapter of your destiny. You were never meant to sink. You were meant to rise.